Hey, Tara, I'm so excited you're here. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Rachel, thank you so much for having me.
Let's just start off. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started, and what you're doing?
Okay, so I am a mom of two, and I say that first because it's so much a part of what I do now. So I have Olivia, who's 4, and Sophia, who is 2. And I help mom entrepreneurs kind of just ditch the stress and overwhelm when it comes to entrepreneurship when having kids at home. It's something that I really struggled with, and when I became a mom, I totally lost myself, like 100%, put myself on the shelf and did not fuel the person that I actually was. I was trying to fit myself in like this little box of motherhood and what I thought it was to be a good mom and what, society tells us it is to be a good mom. And it was killing me. I was so much more stressed and overwhelmed, but I was also not showing up the way that I should have been for my kids to show them what it means to be happy and fulfilled. So I kind of started on this journey a couple years ago, and I started in direct sales, kind of moved through a few different companies, trying to figure out exactly what it is that I wanted to do and who I wanted to help and how I wanted to do that. And then it was actually joining your course, the Impact Blogging Academy, that just spiraled everything into this still very messy process. But
It always will be.
yeah, it always will be. And I've learned to just embrace that. So we're good. We'll go with it. But it spiraled this process into thinking outside of just the network marketing industry and how I could really make more of an impact with moms who are struggling. And I wanted to help them kind of just fulfill their own dreams and realize that they're their own person and they deserve to take care of themselves too. And even though that takes effort to balance that and being a mom, we're obviously proof that it's so possible. So I'm just extra passionate about helping moms do that.
So, did you have like a turning point where you realized that you had really put yourself on the back burner and it was kind of like enough is enough?
Yeah, there are definitely, I feel like it was a series of turning points. One of the biggest things was we were sitting in my daughter's room. We're in the process of finishing our house and have been for the last couple of years. And we had just gotten their rooms done. So we had moved all of the toys into her room, and she stood there and dumped everything out. Didn't play with it. She just was dumping and then running and dumping and running and then trying to find some other place to make a mess. And it was like this moment of, is this all motherhood is supposed to be? Is this what is supposed to be so exciting and so fulfilling to me and like what my life is now all about? And that was a hard realization. So it was that was the start of so many things.
Yeah. Okay. So, what inspired you to make that transition from when you were in network marketing and you were in several different companies and you were just trying to figure out? So, were you not happy in network marketing, or what made you have that desire to do something else and like kind of branch out and do your own thing?
Yeah, so I love the network marketing industry. I think it provides such an amazing opportunity for moms, especially, I mean, for everyone, but especially for moms who have kids at home who want to stay home but want to do something extra. And I feel like it's kind of a gateway into so many other possibilities.
I
And
agree. I like
yeah,
I wouldn't be here if it weren't for network marketing. So
yeah,
like
oh
I'm
no.
so grateful for that. It's like intro to entrepreneurship experience.
Yes, exactly. And it really gives you the opportunity to learn and be in these communities that somewhat know what they're talking about, right? We can't take everything that they say as 100% truth, but um, we we kind of get to dip our toes in. And it was actually during Impact Blogging Academy where I was like, you know what? I've had all of these other ideas, or maybe not even full blown ideas, but like thoughts.
Yeah.
And I was like, why don't I just give it a try? Because I loved the team community And I think that was one of the biggest things that kept me in network marketing so long, was the amazing team and the leadership and the growth community. It's hard to find people in your life that are so passionate about personal development. And if you're
Totally.
if you're in a network marketing team, you've probably got that. So
Yeah.
when I found, and it's the Impact Blogging Academy, like student community, when I found that, it kind of gave me permission to step outside of the box. And I had all that support that I needed, that was within network marketing. So it kind of just gave me permission to try my own thing.
And so is going through that process that we go through in IBA that really helped you kind of like discover your passion and niche down and do what you're doing now?
Yeah, because it started with like niching down. Um, it started with niching down in my network marketing company, right? Because at first I was trying to sell to anyone and everyone, right? Everyone needs makeup, everyone needs skincare.
No, no.
No. And you know what? Honestly, like, I am not a makeup guru either. It's something that really just helped me find some confidence in myself as a new young mom. And that little bit of intentional self-care. So now that looks a whole lot different. And I guess that's another reason that it just didn't really feel so aligned anymore, because I was trying to be someone that I wasn't to fit into what I was selling. And I just realized that I can show up as myself. And if that means that I have hair that I haven't showered in 3 days, then you know what? That's fine. And that's okay.
You're a mom, and like we're recording this at 5 o'clock in the morning, your time before your kids wake up. And so you
Yes.
just got to do what you got to do sometimes, which is hilarious. But
Exactly.
it's when you have little kids, like sometimes you just got to do that. I've recorded interviews where TJ's here. Oh my gosh, there was one time, total side note, but I was recording a podcast interview. TJ was taking a shower and walks in naked. And I'm just like, oh dear God. Like, luckily it wasn't on camera. And I was just like, what are you doing, dude? But yeah, that's the kind of things that can happen when you have
Oh,
kids.
yeah. Well, and I've kind of learned that when I try to do that type of stuff with my kids awake, or like not in totally actively engaged in something else, it's just a nightmare. It stresses me out. It stresses them out. So
Yeah.
if that means that sometimes I have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, then that's fine.
Yeah. You still look gorgeous. So
Oh,
love.
thank you.
Can you tell
But
us what, oh, go ahead. Continue.
yeah, so kind of talking about the niching down, I went on a little bit of a tangent
That's
there,
fine.
but it it was kind of looking through that process and really evaluating my strengths, what I was passionate about, things that I didn't even realize that, like, from when I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
that were still kind of interests of mine, or things that I was good at, and evaluating those and figuring out, like, okay, how can I apply this to a business that's unique to me?
Mm-hmm.
And not getting stuck in that, let's spam everyone because everyone needs XYZ product, right?
Right. Totally. Okay, so you niche down. This is what you're doing now, and you've been working with mom entrepreneurs over the past several months. Can you tell us what are some of the biggest struggles that you're seeing those moms having when they're trying to be a mom and have a business at the same time?
Yeah. Oh, that's such a good question. So some things that I have consistently seen that are issues are mindset as a mom. And that goes into so many things. That goes into what we have been told in society that motherhood is,
Mm-hmm.
kind of our own past experiences. Limiting beliefs in moms show up in such horrible, funny ways, and it makes my heart so sad, because they show up in a way of, no, I can't do this. um, i have to I have to stay home. I have to serve everyone and never take care of myself. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
such a limiting belief. I don't have time for myself.
Mm.
And then they show up in stress and overwhelm. Something that I really noticed through my own journey, and then through the moms that I'm working with, is when there's more like yelling, when there's just more of that anxiety that doesn't ever go away, it's
Mm-hmm.
because we're not taking the time to fulfill our own needs, our own purpose. And yes, we're mothers. It's so important to, like, still acknowledge that. I'm not saying, like, hey, ignore your kids, But taking care of them requires taking care of yourself. And if you don't do that, you can't show up for them in the way that they need you to. And you're leaving out so much of your life and their life too.
So what are some ways that we can do that?
I would say have a really good morning routine, whether that's with them awake, whether that is with them before they get up. I'm a huge fan of before they get up
Yep.
because you really get that just total silence to dive into whatever you need to. Um, this is going to look so different for so many people, but since I work with mom entrepreneurs, I really encourage reading. It's something that, I don't know, before I got into the whole personal development thing, I probably didn't pick up a book since like my freshman year of college. So like it's something that we just kind of forget and say we don't have time for and we don't make a priority. But there, even if it's just 5 to 10 minutes a day, I strive for 10 minutes a day of just getting some type of, and my favorite are like self-care, self-help, like personal development books, but just doing something to fuel yourself. I'm always wash my face in the morning. Like that's one of my biggest show up as a rock star mom and businesswoman thing is like, just wash your face because you're going to feel like $1,000,000. And then I would say taking it like just, so back to the morning routine thing, even if you don't want to wake up earlier, because I get that objection a lot, like, no, Tara, I don't want to wake up early. But if you build a morning routine around your kids too, like part of our morning routine is that they eat breakfast in the stroller and I am able to walk while I listen to a podcast. One of my favorite things to do to, like I said, show up and feel like a rock star mom, like I'm actually taking care of myself too, because I'm walking and because I'm getting that personal development in while they're enjoying a walk and eating their breakfast in the stroller.
I love that. And because we're on a podcast, can you share your favorite podcasts just so they can check out a few others?
Yeah. So my favorite ones, can I say mine?
Of course you could. Yeah. Shout out yourself, dude.
Okay. My podcast, and I love to go back and listen to all the interviews. So I definitely do listen to mine when I walk. And it's the Limitless Mamas podcast. You can find that all of the places that you can find podcasts. And we really help just mom entrepreneurs with all of the things, strategy, self-care, structures, and routines in your home. The She's Making an Impact podcast. Duh. And then I also really enjoy like the Goal Diggers with Jenna Kutcher and the Rise podcast with Rachel Hollis.
Awesome. Okay, so what are some ways that we can have structure after we do our morning routine and when we're trying to actually get some work done, when we have little kids that are mommy.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm changing my name. My name is now Nancy. No, kidding.
It's not mommy anymore. I love it. Yeah. So there are a couple things that we can do. I think the biggest thing is to really take an inventory of what your priorities are. So if you don't have to work while they are awake, and while they need you and while they're in that moment, and give yourself enough grace to say like, okay, this is not working right now. I need to step away and come back when I can actually be productive. Because what I found was I was spending all day, like holed up in my little office here, and I wasn't actually getting anything done because of the constant disruptions. Yep. So it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to like walk away and say, I'm trying to force this and it's not working right now. So I'm just going to wait until they go to bed, or I'm going to get up a little bit early and get some work in, because you can build a business in not 80 hours a week. Like the hustle is so over promoted. I hate that word so much. Because you can do things in alignment and you're going to get so much more done. So don't try to force it if it's not working. Like it doesn't mean your business isn't working. It just means you need to really evaluate your time and look at your resources and see where you can fit those pockets of really productive work in. That means that you have someone help with the kids. Like this summer, I hired a middle schooler to come watch my kids while I'm at home. So I'll just be like in my office, they're out there, I can hear them, I know they're safe, and she's going to help me with that like 10 hours a week. That's going to be amazing productive time because my creative time is during the day, not so much at night, but I'm having to work at night right now.
Yeah.
So that would be like ask for help, outsource things that you don't need to do, because yes, you are amazing, but if you don't build a team to surround yourself with, you are always going to feel like you're working.
Yep.
And that's no good. And then one of my favorite things that has really helped the girls be more actively engaged in play so that I can find those pockets during the day where I'm most creative and where content and everything just comes so much easier, is a toddler toy rotation. I cannot say enough about what our toy rotation has done for like my normal sanity, but then also my like business mama sanity.
Can you explain that, the toy rotation, for someone who doesn't know?
Yeah. So what we do is, and actually kind of what I did is I took all of their toys that they had, because there were 10,000 of them. And what I realized is they weren't playing with them. So they were always coming to me, always needing me to entertain them, because they were so overwhelmed with their own space and their own toys that they just walked away from it. Or like my story earlier with Olivia, like she would just dump it and then like not even play with it. So it was just more mess for me to clean up.
Yeah.
And what I found is that by rotating our toys, so I took all of the toys, I spread them all out. I got like big, the totes, storage bins, whatever you call them, wherever you're at. And I put half of their toys up. And then one week it would be the one set of toys. And then the next week I would put those in a bin, stick them out in the garage, and bring the new ones in. And it was amazing, the difference. Even my husband noticed it. He's pretty observant, but he's not that observant. And he's like, what happened? Like, what happened? Why are they playing? Where are they? And it was incredible. So it gave me that space at that time to like start taking care of myself, to start a business, and to like really work on personal development.
Yeah.
But then now we've expanded it. I'm a little extra when it comes to our toy rotation. So we have like themed weeks now, and like doctor and vet and library. And I mean, we get really into it, but their imagination has just completely taken off, and they're actively able to engage in play. So that was a really big tool for us. It was just such a huge tool for us that helped me be able to make that space during the day to work.
That's so simple. Like, that's so easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone can just do that right away, and boom.
Yeah, it takes an hour. And I mean, I do like an intense cleaning too, right? Because I'm really big about our space being clean. We all feel so much better when the counters are wiped, when things are put where they're supposed to be. So when I remove all their toys before I bring the next ones in, I'll just do like a deep clean in their room. It literally takes an hour from start to finish, unless I get, distracted with this thing.
Yeah. Can you talk about having your phone when you're like working and trying to be present? Is that something that you struggle with, or have you been able to set up boundaries?
So what I found is that my phone was such a major distraction for me, both in family time and in my work time. If I have my phone and still to this day, I'm still guilty of it. If I have my phone by me at my desk, I'm not getting anything done. I'm on Voxer, I'm in my inbox, I'm scrolling through Facebook. And I realize that's not serving me. It's not serving my business. And when I have family time, it's not serving me. It's not serving my family. It just makes me distracted. And then I get almost irritated when they need something. And it's like, no, that's family time. So I realized that I really needed to set boundaries and just put it down and put it away. And it was one of the greatest things I did, because I feel like most of my like in alignment creative ideas have come from that time that's unplugged. And that was a big eye opener for me.
That's huge. I know I put my phone, like I charge it in a completely different room from where I sleep. I keep
Hmm.
it in a different room when like TJ's home from school. I know my coach goes as far as to putting it in a box in a different room just because like,
Really?
yeah, like I don't know, you need a box to keep a boundary on it. But so like you do what you got to do, but I think that's huge. And
Yep.
just setting up those boundaries. Do you have any other boundaries that you have?
Yes. So some other boundaries that we have, and this was a big one for my marriage and for being able to feel good about still pursuing a business. So Monday through Thursday, from 7 p.m. until whatever time I want to go to bed, that is my work time. So that's not like go outside and sit by the fire, and it's not me being distracted and pulled away in all different directions. It's like my focused work time. And that was really big because, especially when I was in network marketing, it's not so much of an issue now, but we still maintain that boundary. Is I was on my phone working all of the time. And it started to cause a real issue.
Yeah.
So it was just something that we wanted to put in place so that it didn't cause any more issues.
Awesome. Do you believe in balance?
Ooh, that is a good question. No, I do not believe in balance because that means that everything is just like perfectly aligned and not even aligned, but that so everything is given the equal amount of value. And that's just not really how motherhood and entrepreneurship works. There are going to be times where you can step like back from your business a little bit more. And then there are times, especially like during launches or during, um, well, I do like a podcast week. So that's when I record I batch all of my content. Those times it's going to be a little bit more in favor of like the work balance, not balance, but like work life. And then there are other times where most of the time it's whatever I need to be doing in motherhood. So if my kids need me, then I need to just be okay with stepping away. So I think striving for that balance is really, really harmful for moms because there's just not a way to do everything all of the time and do it perfectly. And for some reason, that is the standard that we set for ourselves.
Yep.
And it's just not okay.
It's not okay. I think, yeah, I mean, everything is going to happen in seasons. I know for us, like when
Yep.
we're in launch time, I'm working more during that time. And that's
Hmm.
okay. But then, like the month after, we might be on vacation and I'm like totally unplugged or like I take way less time and we're just playing and having fun. So I think
Yep.
just like knowing that your business will come with different seasons, like I know you don't like the word hustle, but there might be that time where you like are pushing a little bit more or working a little
Yep.
bit harder so that you can have that like rest relaxation time.
Yeah. And I mean, it's life. Like you can't expect to perfectly map out your life and for everything to go the way that you plan it to. And it really is kind of insane that we feel like we can do that
Yeah.
and that nothing ever shifts, nothing ever changes, and that's just the way that it's going to be. So and that's really why I don't like the word balance, because I think it kind of solidifies that unrealistic expectation, especially for moms, because we have tiny humans. But for anyone, like, you should not be trying to live your life perfectly balanced, because you are going to be unbalanced and drive yourself crazy trying to do that.
Totally. Okay, so we've talked about a lot of stuff, morning routines, toy rotations,
Mhm.
outsourcing, hiring help. Are there any other actionable tips or strategies that you want to share today?
Yeah, I would say for those of you that are moms and have younger kids at home, and I actually have a freebie that will be perfect for this, um, is to set up some type of command center for your toddlers. And for us, this is in their room. I mean, I told you already, I'm a little extra when it comes to this stuff. So it's got like the magnetic board and the chalkboard. And then I made these magnet cards, which you can get the toddler routine cards by going to taracounterman.com/toddler routine. And I just printed them out. I laminated them. Like I said, you don't have to be as extra as I am. But what they did is they really broke down for the girls what we were doing throughout the day so that it was easier to move from activity to activity. And then I made a little card that says mommy work time. So I can put that up there alongside whatever activity they're doing. And they know like, hey, it's time for mommy to get some work done. So we're going to play, we're going to do our own thing for a little while. And having those routine cards, and there's like a little behavior chart that comes with it. It was really just a way to encourage good behavior, encourage them to be active in whatever we're doing, and then to not have a total meltdown as we go from activity to activity, right? Because with toddlers especially, like that's just what happens. But when they know what's coming, they're able to move through the process a whole lot faster.
For sure. What's that URL again that people can grab that?
TaraCounterman.com/toddler routine.
Okay, cool. Cool. What's the best investment you've made in your business?
Oh my goodness. Okay. That is a great question because for so long I was spending money on inventory and on business supplies and all of these things. And honestly, the best investment that I have made is coaching for myself. And I can't even say like one specific coach. Working with you and through the Impact Blogging Academy was amazing. But what I realized is like, that's a consistent thing that has to happen.
Yep.
So I mean, just giving myself the time and space to take part in programs, to continue learning, and to have coaches around me, that is 100% the best investment.
Huge.
Oh, game changing.
Absolutely. What's the best book you've read?
The best book I've read is hands down The Morning Miracle. Hands down 100%.
The Miracle Morning?
Yeah, The Miracle Morning.
Yeah, by Hal Elrod. Okay.
Yep, there we go. It's been a while since I've read it, but that was what really started this idea that I could make time and space for myself, and that was a lie that I was telling myself, was I don't have time for myself. I don't have time for my business.
Yeah.
And that book really helped me open my eyes to, no, I do have time for all of those extremely important things.
Yes, that book's a game changer for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. What does it mean to you to make an impact?
To me, making an impact is helping someone realize their true potential, all of the possibilities, and breaking free from really these limiting beliefs that are keeping them in a box. And especially with moms, I love when they kind of grow their wings and take off. That's what it means to me.
So fun. What's next for you?
Oh, okay. Another exciting question. Something that I've learned in business is that you have to pivot, you have to adjust and follow your intuition. So podcasting is something that I absolutely love. And it brings me back to my broadcast nerd days in high school when I would, do whatever I could to get back into the newsroom to edit the show. So I'm actually going to be expanding the things that I offer for moms, along with coaching and helping with systems and structures, to actually helping them outsource their podcast production. What I found with especially mom entrepreneurs is we try to take on all the things all the time. And it's, guys, like, it's good to outsource.
You have to. You have to if you want to grow.
Yep, you have, and if you want to continue to be creative and the leader in whatever you're doing, you have to give yourself that space to actually create. Yeah. So I'm really excited that I'm adding in that like podcast launch strategy and coaching, along with the actual like production and all of the stuff that gets really draining week by week and can cause you not to want to show up. So you can show up for your audience, and then I can help you with all of the fun social stuff that goes with it.
Oh, that's so fun. I'm excited to have you as a resource that I can refer people to.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Okay, where can we connect with you?
Through my podcast, that is probably one of my favorite places, and the Facebook community that goes with it. So it's just Limitless Mamas, the collaborative. It's definitely a community of coming together and collabing through life and not just taking it on our own. And then I'm on Instagram, Tara_Counterman.
Awesome. Girl, you are crushing it. It's so exciting to see where, like, how far you've come in such a short amount of time and the impact that you're making. I'm super proud of you. Thank you so much for being on the show and sharing your valuable tips with our audience.
Oh, thank you so much, Rachel. You have just been an absolute catalyst in this journey, and I'm so proud of you too.